Hello, my name is Mariani, and today I am doing a presentation to our faculty and staff about how to be a good ally to transgender youth.
And I am Mrs. Marino, the FCCLA co-advisor, and I've been working with Liam for the last 3 years, and this year they decided to do a STAR event in which they had to take an issue and do 3 public presentations.
My name is Mariani, and I've been open about my gender identity as a transgender male for about 3 years now. I am here today to educate you all on how to be a good ally to transgender students and youth. First of all, what does it mean to be transgender? When someone is transgender, their gender does not match their sex. But what is gender? What is sex? Sex is the parts you were born with. This includes male, female, and intersex. However, gender is one's perception of themselves. So this includes cisgender, which is when your gender matches your sex, transgender, which is an umbrella term but generally means when your gender does not match your sex, and non-binary, which falls under the transgender umbrella. Gender dysphoria is something that most but not all transgender people deal with. Gender dysphoria is stress of when your gender does not match your body. Some people will relieve this stress by expressing themselves different ways. This can include changing their clothes, using a preferred name or pronouns, or even taking medical steps, such as hormone blockers, hormone therapy, or surgical steps. Suicide is very high among the transgender community, with 82% of transgender people having experienced suicidal thoughts and 40% having attempted. These numbers are even higher among transgender youth, with 56% of youth having attempted and 86% reporting suicidal thoughts. But why are the numbers so high? For starters, one of the biggest reasons is unacceptance. When a student feels unaccepted at home and school, this can increase feelings of isolation. Other risk factors are if the student has depression or other mental health problems, or is involved in alcohol or drug use. Another huge factor is the passing of anti-LGBTQ bills in their area. 2015 was one of the worst years for the LGBTQ community with passage of bills. However, May 7th of 2021 surpassed that number, with 17 anti-LGBTQ laws being enacted. Here are ways that you as an individual can be a good ally. For starters, learn about the challenges of a transgender person in your area. This includes laws, policies at work, and school. One major bill that has been getting passed in many states, but not ours, is the bathroom bill, which prohibits transgender people from using the bathroom they feel most comfortable using if it does not match their sex. One thing at Catskill High School that we do is we allow students to put their preferred name in school tool, which can really just make the student feel more comfortable and accepting, even if school tool does malfunction sometimes and doesn't show it. Just the thought of it being there is very comforting. Also, I do believe that at Catskill High School, if a student wants to use a bathroom that does not align with their sex, they can use the teacher bathrooms, which are gender neutral. When you meet someone, add your preferred name and pronouns. This just prevents any confusion or just uncomfortable situations. Also, we are in school, so I'm sure students all call you Miss, Mrs., or Mr. Miss and Mrs. is feminine, Sir and Mr. is masculine. However, there is a third one that is gender neutral, mix. This is best to use if you do not know somebody's gender, or even if the person does not like using feminine or masculine pronouns. Also, avoid constructive criticism or compliments based on stereotypes. You may think you're helping out the student, but a lot of the times, it just causes more harm than good. So some sayings to avoid is, you would look more feminine if you wore a wig, makeup, dress, etc. To look more masculine, you should flatten your chest. Even though you're transgender, and I thought you were born a boy or girl. So the first two are actually based on stereotypes of mostly of what society thinks a male or of what a man or a woman should look like. However, gender is something that can actually be expressed in many ways. For example, you see a lot of cisgender females dressing more masculine, and you can be a transgender female and dress more masculine. So gender can be expressed in a variety of ways. The last two, however, remind the transgender student that they are in a body that they don't feel comfortable in. It can increase feelings of gender dysphoria, which we talked about earlier. Tips for you as a teacher. At the beginning of the year, try having an open dialogue with the class. This can be as simple as asking if any students have a preferred name or pronouns, and they can tell you now or can see you later on. When addressing in class, I'm sure many of y'all have used ladies and gentlemen. However, to be more inclusive to those who are more gender neutral, try using one and all, or ladies and gentlemen and gentlefolk. When you mess up somebody's preferred name or pronouns, don't say things such as, I'm sorry, it's hard for me to remember, or I'm sorry, I'm not used to this. Because a lot of times this puts the blame on the student. And so just to avoid putting the blame on anybody, just say, I'm sorry, correct yourself, and move on. Also, inform students of safe spaces here. So this can be your own classroom, or even at Catskill High School Middle School, we do have a club, Acceptance Alliance, which is run by Ms. Seeger and Ms. Duncan. This club is actually LGBTQ+ an ally club, and Ms. Seeger's and Ms. Duncan's doors are always open. Lastly, I wrote this poem about my experiences and other people's experiences as a transgender person, and I would like to read it to you all today. I'm a transgender male, or a transvestite, or a transformer, or a tranny, or any other thing you could think to call me. That's all that matters. Not my experiences, not my personality, not my struggles. Just that I want to be a boy. I have been screamed at and forced to listen to lectures from people I barely know about how I am wrong and I am mutilating my body. But that's all okay, because I want to be a boy. Because of the fact that me and others like me feel that we are something we are physically not, it is okay to bully, harass, and assault us. Because I want to be a boy. It is okay that 56 of transgender youth have reported a previous suicide attempts, all because we feel we are something we are not. If everyone makes mistakes, then whoever made us did too. We are told that we will never be male or female because we were born that way. And trust me, when we look in the mirror, we know. We look in the mirror and we see our body, and we will remember those same words and fall into an endless pit of self-hate, irrational thoughts, and despair. You could help us. You could be there for us. Assure us that we are not a disgrace to this country. Respect our pronouns. Educate yourself. Help us get the support we so desperately need. And when you see something, say something. But many won't do that because I deserve it, since I want to be a boy. All right. I just want to say thank you all for being here with me today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me now. Also, I will be coming around and passing out these little transgender ribbon pins if you want one. Thank you.